Hi guys, welcome back to Python based data science series. In today's session, I plan to just revise the database connectivity with the MySQL as well as the things which we learn in Python based GUI using Tkinter. Why not create a GUI for performing CRUD operations and connect the things to the database? Means we should able to insert the records, we should able to fetch the record conditionally, we should able to list out all the records, we should able to update, delete, and every possible CRUD operations we try to perform with the database. Let us go for the execution. I did in the Axiom database, I create a table by the name of intern. To store the data into the database, we need to create firstly a table. So referring to the Axiom database, which already exists, I'm creating a table by the name of intern. I just want to record all the data of interns into that table. For that reason, I create a table, create table intern with roll number. I'm going to, for the unique identifications, I'm going to give them the roll number, first name, last name, phone number, city, and age. These data I'm going to store in the entrance table. So I create a table with the fields roll number, first name, last name, phone number, city, and age. And then I create the table in this manner. Now here, my like if you use Axiom and show tables, intern table is available. Now if you fire a query, select star from intern, then right now that entire table is empty. There are no records available. I want to connect my GUI to this particular table and perform that all the, means like from the front end, I'm going to perform that all the database operation, CRUD operation rather, from the GUI. So here I produce a project called as GUI CRUD. Now, as the entire operation of inserting, searching, everything I created, and all the functionalities are available in one project. So obviously it become a bit lengthy one, but nothing to worry about. I'll explain you each and every functionality related to this project. Let us firstly run this project so that you'll understand, okay, how I produce the GUI and how internally my GUI will be getting connected to the database and perform the CRUD operation. The end result of my GUI will be like this. I'm having the labels roll number, first name, last name, phone number, city, state, and age. Now these are the fields of database, and here I'm having entry text fields to take the entry from the user. Then I'm having the buttons like register to register the entry. Obviously here the data which I entered, it has to be inserted into the database. Then I'm having the second button that is called as delete. If you want to delete the unwanted records available in the database, then you can use it. Then I'm having update to modify the records available in the database. I'll be performing all the operations, and then show record will be conditionally filter out that unique record. Here I'm considering roll number will be the criteria for fetching the record or deleting the record. If I enter the roll number, and show record will able to fetch the record from the database. Show all will list out all the records from the database. where I am going to process select star from entrance query, and clear will clear this from clear this entry, right? And then here I I had taken an image, okay, that logo image for Axiom Tech Guru, as I am going to create a database for entrance and entering all the entrance data into it, right? Let us firstly, so hopefully this GUI will give the idea that, okay, if we able to insert, we able to update, delete, select conditionally, select all, and all the operations of CRUD operations database we can able to perform, right? Let us test this one by one. If I'm going to insert a record called as 100 with the roll number 100, first name may be considered as a ABC with the last name LMN. I'm just like inserting the dummy records. Phone number, any phone number you can enter. The city, Nagpur, with the state, Maharashtra, and with the age 23, right? Now initially I'm not going to consider about the validations and all. I'm just like in today's sessions I'm focusing on how the data will be inserted into the database and basic CRUD operations we are going to perform. If I click on the register, now this all the data which I entered has to be inserted into the database. Let us go for registered. So it will prompt you the message record inserted. If you click on the OK, it wipe out everything over here. Means like the record is successfully get inserted into the database. Now if you want to check from the database, you can go to the SQL prompt and you can fire a query now. Select star from entrance, you will get the one record available. Here it is. That record what we inserted from the GUI is now available in the database. Now if you want to fetch the record which is available in the database, then you just need to enter a roll number and just click on the show record. First of all, you need to clear everything. Okay, now 100 and click on show record. That entire data available in the database by the roll number 100 you can able to fetch. Now clear? If you want to insert another record, let's say I'm going to insert another record, but what I will do, accidentally I keep the roll number as the same 100 and maybe the different record over here, PQ or any random data I'm entering right now, not considering this with that, not dealing with the actual data. City with the Pune, state with Maharashtra, and age maybe 24. Now here I'm trying to enter the record, different record with the same roll number, and try to register it. You will say record already exists because the roll number you had taken that is already available in the database. So if I change my roll number, then I can able to insert the records. Here it is. Now let us go for the database view, whether that record is inserted. Here it is. Now I am having the two records. Now it means I am successfully able to insert the records and select that record conditionally. Means obviously here I'm going to process a query called as insert into table, insert into entrance table with the fields, and then all the values I'm going to read and insert into database. I'm going to explain the code very soon. Now in the show records, the query will be fired, that is select star from tab where roll number equals to specific roll number, right? Now let us go for show all. Show all means select star from tab and it will develop a view and it will display to you. Here it is. I'm going to list out all the records available in the database. Now if you want to delete a record, let's say if you want to delete 101 and just delete, it will say record deleted. If you go to the database and check it out now, the current position, the 101 roll number record is not exist, right? Now if you want to fetch the record 100 and then you change the roll number or phone number rather, whatever, and just update, record updated. Now it clear, and for the roll number 100, if you again show the record, you will find the updated phone number, right? So we perform insert, we perform delete, we perform update, we perform show record, show all, and clear. Hope the functionality of the application is clear to you. Now let's go for the coding, how I am able to design and develop this application. Now I'm importing that all the TK inter MySQL connector as I am needing a database connectivity, and then message box which is alerting the message to the user. Here I am establish my connectivity. Host will be the local host, user will be the root, password is, as I explained you, Sushil. My database password is Sushil at Axiom, and the database I am referring to, that is Axiom. Then I set my cursor to that database. Then I am creating a window by the name of root, right? And then I had given the title to that window, that is, here is the title of the window, that is entrance data. After that, the geometry of that window, I set it as a 1200 as a width and 1800 as a height. This is 1200 as a width and 1800 as a height. You can customize it as per your requirements. Now photo equals to that image I want to put it over here. In last sessions I discussed that how to put an image. Okay, you should have a PNG image and then you can assign it to the label. So photo equals to photo image, file equals to ax1.png. ax1.png file is available, so that I am going to put it as an image. And then I had defined all the labels like a roll number with a width, and then grid I specify the row number 0, column 1. Okay, so in this manner, label 1 for roll number, first name. Here is all the roll number, first name, last name, phone number, city, state, age. These are all the labels you have to create and initialize. After that, adjacent to the labels of roll number, first name, last name, phone number, you have to go for the text entries, that is called the entry. So here I specify that all the entries and specify row number 0, column number 2 there in the label, the corresponding row number 0 and column 1. So on the column 1 I am got the label roll number, and beside that I will get the entry. So in this manner, the first GUI of label, and that is actually called the frame for entering entrance data. Label with the label and text field will be there. Then here I am defining the functionalities. First of all, let's go for the button firstly. Now here I am having the labels and entry. Then you need to define the buttons. Here it is, button with a register, delete, update, show record, show all, clear. So I initialize the buttons, create the buttons, and then specify in the specific row and column, right? All the buttons are adjacent to each other. On the row number 7, column 1, column 2, column 3, all the buttons are created. And if you hit on the button, there is the registered button and delete, okay, update and all. So these functions are going to get a call. So let us go to the function definition now. Let us, like, if you enter the registered, what will happen? So here is the registered function, right? registered function, while registering, what it will do, it will firstly get the value of roll number, because duplicate roll number should not be inserted. So it will even is a roll number field, so even dot get, it will get the roll number. Now db roll number equals to blank, initially this field will be type. Select roll number from entrance, where roll number equals to this entered roll number. Means first of all we want to check it out whether the roll number we are trying to insert is already exists in the database or not. So we execute this query and we fetch that all the result. If db roll number, because there may be the n number of records, okay, so db roll number means database roll number I of 0, okay, means like obviously this result will hold at all the columns. So I of 0 will hold the roll number, that is database roll number. If the roll number user entered and the database roll number, if it matches, it means the record is already exists. So information, the message box is the type of informations, record already exists. And if this roll number which you are trying to insert in the record is not matches to the database roll number, then you have to process the query, insert into entrance, roll number, entrance, roll number, first name, and then with all the values what you get, you are inserting the record. That even is already even dot get, you already did roll number, then your first name, last name, every data we read and insert into the database. If first, now here is the validations if I also perform. If first name equals to blank, last name equals to blank, and if you have a blank entry, I'm checking that entry should not be blank. If you try to insert the blank entry, okay, it will, if it is not blank, then record inserted, okay, and then we make that entry clear as well. Else, if that entry is blank, it will say, okay, new entry, new entry, fill all the fields. You have to fill all the fields over there, or some of the fields, okay, has to be the blank. Means if all the fields are blank, then it will say information you have to fill. Otherwise, if some of the fields are blank, it will say some of the fields are blank over there, right? Let us test this. Here it is. If I make a blank entry and try to register, what will happen? It will say record this one. Record already exists, means like you can't able to that different message. But anyway, here if you try to take an entry like 101, it will not exist, and now you try to insert it. New entry fill all details. You have to fill all the entry details over here. If you enter some of the fields and keep some of the fields blank, it will say some fields are blank. And if you insert all the entries, then you can able to register the user, right? So even blank validations also managed by this code. Now let's go for the show record, right? You successfully able to, means like while inserting the things, first of all I had taken care that I read the roll number, that roll number should not be already exist, right? And if the fields are blank, then it will form the message. If all the fields are blank, at the same time, if some of the fields are also blank are there. If every data is filled and the database record is also not available in database, then insert the record in it. Then let us go for the show record. Now what this show record will do? Obviously it will read the roll number, select roll number from entrance where roll number is so and so, right? Given roll number over there, and then we execute the query. We fetch all the records, and then for I in the result database, select roll number, first name, okay, and then first of all we this query we read the roll number from the form, and then we for that roll number we fetch that all the record, and then select the entire data over there, and we fetch all the record, and then we need to fill that entry again into the frame. Okay, insert like so. Let us, otherwise that record is not exist, sort of message will be there. Let us run this. If you have a 100, right, it will read and we are actually show record over here. So first of all, you have to clear it. Okay, 100 show record. Here it is. So it will search for the 100 and then the entire display. It will search for the select star from tab where roll number equal to 100, and then that all the entire data it will fetch and assign to the frame. Now delete the same. Okay, means like we are reading the roll number. Okay, and we are processing a query delete from intran where roll number equal to so and so. Means like here in this application, though it is a simple applications, but it gives us the idea, okay, how to construct the GUI and perform all the possible operation. And here is the delete function. Okay, here is the update function. In this manner, I display all the functions. Now let us go for the show all. Now whenever you click on the show all, right, it will list out all the records available. Okay, so for that reason, here I developed a tree view. Okay, so show all, it's a separate frame is developed over here, and then there is a create UI. Okay, tree view will be developed, and then we process a query called as select star from intran. Select star from intran means like entire records will be there, and then that everything will be assigned to the obviously all the columns will be printed over here. Initially when you run this thing, you'll find all the columns. Show all the columns I printed, and then after that I fetch all the records and develop a tree view. Select star from intran over here. Clear will, okay, that entry and zero start from character 0 to end, that it will delete all the entries exist over here to clear out everything, right? And then here are the buttons over here. So guys, the thing is, in this session the idea is, okay, whatever the controls we learn in the GUI, that is label, text field, buttons, as well as the stuff we learn how we can connect, how we create the database, how we create the tables, and how we establish the connectivity. In this session, I'm trying to connect. I develop a GUI and I try to connect my GUI with the database so that I can able to perform all the CRUD operations. CRUD operation in the sense I can able to insert the data, I can able to delete the data, update the data, show record conditionally, show all the record, and in this manner I can able to interact with the database with a Python based GUI. This entire code I am explaining, obviously the length of the code is much more, so it will be tough to understand like visually. What you can do, I'm sharing this entire code with you, okay, in the first comment of my my session, right? You already know how to create the database and the table. Okay, you create the table entran in the database and then run this code and then try to understand each and every operation. The basic operation, first of all, you create the GUI, create the buttons, and then you develop the functions for inserting, for fetching, updating, deleting, and show all. I hope you'll get the confidence by developing these applications, how we can construct the GUI and able to perform a CRUD operations with the database. See you soon, guys. Thank you.